What's up, fight fans? Top of the morning to everybody. This is Kurt DeVille with Counterpunch Boxing News, and I have some new news concerning Andy the Destroyer Ruiz. Andy Ruiz states that after the rematch, when he gets past Anthony Joshua, if he can get past Anthony Joshua, he says he wants Deontay the Bronze Bomber Wilder. Now, this is very exciting because this is what I wanted anyway. This is what I projected. I projected a fight for Undisputed simply because it's easier to make. And I don't see why Deontay Wilder would not jump on that opportunity. You know what I'm saying? I just dropped a video about Wilder stating that he'll fight Anthony Joshua after he beats Fury. But if he cares about Undisputed, he would go for that now simply because I think that would be the smartest route. If he wants to replace Anthony Joshua as being the superstar in the heavyweight division, because I think that was his sole purpose. You know, by beating Ruiz, if Ruiz beats Anthony Joshua in the rematch, a fight could be easily made. But I think that's up to Deontay Wilder, or pretty much is up to Al Heyman. You know what I mean? But if Andy Ruiz calls him out, you know it won't be in terms of money and such like that, because you can't expect Deontay Wilder to... But it depends, because if Deontay Wilder beats Fury, his stardom, his profile, his everything will go up, okay? And Andy Ruiz made his claim to fame by stopping Anthony Joshua and beating him both times, right? Back to back. So then on top of being the first Mexican, right, heavyweight ever. So then you have this guy coming off his success. He would be like a newfound Tyson Fury, you know, when Fury beat Klitschko. You know, except he was able to do it twice. So he took the torch from Anthony Joshua. Then Deontay Wilder just got some unfinished business. If he gets past Fury, he takes him out. You know, let's say it's by a dynamic knockout. So then you have two heavyweights on the top, right? One tall, one short, one thin, one fat, right? Totally opposite profiles going up against each other for unification. Now, I would like to see what Deontay Wilder says because, you know, I think he kind of had low-key called out Andy Ruiz anyway, you know, when he congratulated him. Because when he said, you know, it's P.S., it's up to you what to do with this opportunity, you know. So Ruiz is showing you what he wants to do with this opportunity. He wants to cash out. He wants to take the gamble. He wants to take the leap of faith. He wants to see who is the best. That's what I like. That is boxing. That's the sport of boxing that I love. Not the part that I hate. Right? Because you have a guy that had a raw end of the deal, according to some. You know, I mean, it was a close fight with Joseph Parker. I'm not going to say he was robbed in Australia, but I will say he was not at home. You know, and then I think that swayed the decision because it could easily have been Joseph Parker, you know, taking that L that night. You know, and Andy Ruiz with the WBO. You see what I'm saying? And then the heavyweight landscape would have changed a lot then. Anthony Joshua wouldn't have had to fight Joseph Parker. He'd have to fight Ruiz if he wanted Ruiz. You know what I'm saying? Who's to say how that fight would have ended at that time, right? Because that was last year. So he would have fought Ruiz instead of Parker. Would we have got the same result? So, you know, you have to look at it like that. It's a lot of dynamics in boxing now that ultimately he still ended up with the belt that he wanted, that he challenged for, along with 3 other belts, right? A lot of people forget about that IBO. You know what I mean? But he has that too. He has 4 of them. So, look, I like the idea. You know, I like the idea, you know, and the question would be then, who would be the A side versus the B side? You know, of course, everybody would cling to Deontay Wilder because Deontay Wilder beat Luis Ortiz twice and then fought Tyson Fury twice, you know, versus the guy that took out the cash cow, right? So, you know, by that time, I think it would be one of them situations where Andy Ruiz will start to trim up a little bit because he will need that, you know. And before I go into a fight study with that, I'm going to leave you guys with this. The heavyweight division is alive. The light bulb's on and it's shining bright, okay? Because if you look at how things work in boxing, let's say he gets past Joshua, okay? Again, he beats Joshua again. And then he's waiting on the result of Fury and Deontay Wilder. Deontay Wilder takes out Fury, right? Then Joshua and Fury is out, right? So, meanwhile, they're putting the super fight together and Deontay Wilder beats Andy Ruiz. Well, that leaves what fight do you have left? Right? Maybe Joshua and Fury fight each other. You know, so I could go on and on with this, with this projection, but it's a great time for boxing, man, and I appreciate Andy Ruiz wanting to dare to be great. He wants those accolades. He already has 4 out of the 5 belts, or he has 3 out of the 4 major belts. Okay, so a lot of things changes. You know, I want to know how his profile and how his stardom will skyrocket, and what type of influence will he have. You know what I mean? He's a humble guy. You know, you don't see him doing a lot of things. He has tats, you know, he has that extraness, but then again, he does he can be a good role model to a lot of people, you know, but he does want to fight the best, and Andy Ruiz is good. People didn't know who he is, they know now. You know, and I would like to see a Deontay Wilder versus Andy Ruiz fight. So that does look good, because that's the fight I wanted to see anyway after this fight. That's when Anthony Joshua wasn't sure if he was going to exercise his rematch clause. It took him a couple days to figure that out. But anyway, you guys tell me what you think about Andy Ruiz calling out Deontay Wilder after Anthony Joshua. Of course, please subscribe. And you guys been Counterpunch. Peace.